Right, today we are in Paignton and we're getting on the Dartmouth Steam Railway. Let's have a look at the route map. So, we are up here in Paignton. We're going to get on the train, steam train. It goes all the way down the coast around Tor Bay and it cuts across to Kingswear, where we get a ferry across to Dartmouth, and we're just going to spend the day wandering around Dartmouth, exploring little shops and whatnot, get a pub lunch and then come back on the steam train. So we've got our tickets, including ticket for Doggo. Okay, so I have been invited to step inside and have a look in here. Wow, look at that. That is toasty. So are you our driver today?
So I'm one of our drivers here. I've been here since 6 o'clock this morning.
Cool.
Getting the engine ready, oiling around, inspecting it, making sure it's safe for everyone to travel, and yeah, so we've got a few of the controls and stuff. That one up there is the boiler pressure in the boiler on the engine. It's maximum 225 psi. Got 2 water gauges on the back head there, which show the water level in the boiler, water level being very important. So there's a great big fire in there that gets up to sort of 1500 degrees.
Do you ever cook on the shovel?
Very much so.
Yeah.
We've got a lovely lovely plate on there which makes an ideal barbecue, and then quite often we'll open up the front where the ashes are, and it's a little bit like an Arga. About sort of 200-300 degrees Fahrenheit in there. Most amazing sort of slow cooked pulled pork, stuff like that in the front.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind your face appearing on camera?
Fine, no
Sorry,
problem.
Seb. This is Seb.
Hello.
I got the look of recognition when I arrived here on the platform. Seb's a fan of the channel, so he's invited me to have a look at inside the have a privileged view of inside the driver's compartment here. Is that what they call this?
Yeah, cab compartment.
Yeah, the cab. So cool. But this is not where we're riding. We've got to get back down on the platform, wait for the train to arrive. I think this is the next train to go down
Yes,
the line,
this
is
will
it?
be
Yeah.
the
So this will be the train we're getting on. Anyway, off we go in a minute. So thank you so much, Seb. And always a pleasure to meet a fan. Thank you. So we got to find carriage D. They are all named, so that's A, B. Carriage B is Karen.
Yes, yes. Yes, she knows lots
I
of
want to see the manager.
Oh, right. There's no friend. Oh, this one. Yes.
Carriage C. Coach C. Is Poppy. And this will be us, Coach D, which is Sarah. Oh, hang on, we got seat numbers as well. 57. $57. Okay, we're here.
Yeah. They are quite big.
Yeah.
So this is Kingswear. We change here for the ferry across the river. So that's Kingswear over there, and we're now over the water in Dartmouth. So if you find yourself in Dartmouth, I can definitely recommend this little pub restaurant here, Bayard's Cove Inn. We had lunch here. I had whitebait, Jenny had mushroom and tarragon soup. It was fantastic, and the service is excellent. Okay, and then that's why it's called Dartmouth. That's the mouth of the River Dart. That's the sea over there. This is all tidal here, obviously. What an interesting place. This is Kingswear across the water over here. So interesting little car ferry here. This is not the ferry that we caught across, but this is a, well, I thought this was a chain ferry when I saw it crossing, but it's not. It looks like it's just a barge for cars and passengers, and then it's pushed around by these little tugs. So over there is Longwood, where we went for a walk. I think that's going to be in a separate video.
Alex.
Yeah, sorry, it's Alex. And she's with her point, you see, and then he's got her.
So the other day when we were walking in Longwood down there, we nearly accidentally got on this ferry. This is a car ferry that goes across here. After we'd been for our walk in Longwood, we thought, oh, we'll just drive down the road and see where it goes. It might go somewhere interesting. So we drove down the road from Longwood, and it only goes to one place, which is straight onto the ferry. We were in a queue of traffic, and there's a level crossing there for the railway. The light wasn't lit for the level crossing and the barriers were up, and so we were sat there in this queue of traffic thinking, well, why aren't they just going through the level crossing? And the answer is, on the other side of the level crossing is the ramp to get on this car ferry. And we didn't realise that. We sat there for about 5 minutes, and then we suddenly, I got Google Maps up, actually turned the engine off, got Google Maps up, and realised that we were in the queue for the ferry, and we didn't really want to come across here right there and then. So we did a U-turn and backed out. But yeah, we nearly accidentally came here the other day. There's one of the paddle steamers. So we could have bought with our train ticket. Our train ticket includes a ferry across here to Dartmouth. We could have bought a steam paddle cruise that goes up the Dart and back down again. That sounds picturesque, but we just decided not to today. Another time perhaps. So this is a chain ferry. So it doesn't have propellers underneath. It's propelled by picking up two chains that are anchored to both sides of the river, and it just pulls itself across on those two chains you see taut at the back there. And then as it goes past, the chains drop back down and lay on the riverbed until the next journey. So I suppose if you were in a small boat and you crossed too close behind that ferry, you could get snagged on those chains. It looks like that might be about to happen, actually. No, draft on that little sailing dinghy there is probably tiny, so I doubt there's a problem. So great place to come if you've got kids who are interested in sort of historic modes of transport. There are ferries, there are paddle steamers, there's a steam train, there are all the boats to look at. I think there are little places you can rent a boat that you can zip about the river or something as well. So all sorts of things here for young people interested in that sort of stuff. So yeah, I can thoroughly recommend a visit. It's just very kind of picturesque and slightly quaint and oldie worldy. That's actually a steel cable, so I don't know if that makes it a cable ferry. I've always known these things to be called chain ferries, regardless of what they actually use to haul themselves across the river. But there you go, that's a braided steel cable down there. That's what it uses. Two of those that run, well, they're sunken at the moment on the bed of the river, or at least below the water surface a fair bit. And the ferry, rather than using propellers to drive itself across the river, just has a winching mechanism and hauls itself across the water using these cables, which makes navigation and docking much more straightforward. This is a tidal river, so at some points in the day the current is going that way from right to left. On other days the river is flowing downstream from left to right, which I think it is at the moment. So tide's probably going out at the moment. Anyway, there we go. That's the chain ferry, or cable ferry if you prefer, at Dartmouth. You can see the cables going taut there at the front as the ferry pulls itself across. Another name for a ferry of this kind is a floating bridge. There used to be one in Southampton down at Woolston before they built the Itchen Bridge. But so this is sometimes called a floating bridge, and the name of the pub here is the Floating Bridge. I love how when it departs there's no ceremony, they just start going, and there's nothing to stop cars who were in a hurry just dashing down here and driving into the estuary. But yeah, there's no ceremony or anything like that. They just close the gates and they're already on their way. So that concludes our day trip to Dartmouth. Back now on the ferry, and then the train back to Paignton. So we ran out of things to do in Dartmouth, and we're coming home a little bit earlier than we planned, but we did book a late return anyway, so we're coming back about an hour earlier than we thought. Well, actually no, about half an hour earlier than we thought. So they very kindly reallocated seats. They're used to doing that. So we've got to wait for the train to come in now. So I hope you've enjoyed joining us on this train trip to Dartmouth and back. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.